So I'm just going to grab my Spanish moss, start pulling it apart, and I'm just going to kind of rework some of those bunches in a circular motion, just like a nest form would appear in nature. Use your thumbs to kind of mold the moss together. And then I'm going to take a couple of pinches green moss that you'll be using. So I'm going to have to cut apart some pieces of mine. Mine doesn't tear apart. We are going to just take some of this moss and just kind of pinch it. You could use a hot glue gun for this step, or you could just simply use your fingers and just kind of press that moss down in there. Inside my flower pot, I'm going to use this little lace doily, and I'm just going to lay it on top of my flower pot and just press it down in there ever so gently so that I get a little scalloped, ruffled edging. I'm also going to take my nest and I'm going to kind of nestle it down in the top of my pot, just like so. You will want to find some faux eggs. Now, if you would like, you can put just a little dab of hot glue on your eggs before you place them in. Go ahead and add some of these grapevine branches as well. So let's get a little close-up view of this adorable spring home decor item. Okay, so now that we have our sweet and simple little bird nest created, I wanted to show you a few ways how you can style this in a vignette in your own home. I already have some of my basic elements, and then usually what I like to do is I usually like to change out a few elements on this side in this little area to go with different seasons or holidays. So I always usually like to start out with some greenery of some sort, and I'm just going to tuck that in that little empty corner right here just to kind of soften the corners and edges and kind of fill in any little holy areas. And then I'm going to just take my little bird nest and pot and nestle it right in the edge of that greenery. I'm going to pull a few sprigs of this greenery out around the edges of my pot so that it really just looks like it's just been there and just nestles right in and looks like it's at home right there in this little cubby. Now, I usually like to add more than just one type of greenery because I like the extra dimension and texture. I just like to cut off some of the branches and just tuck them in and mix and match. I thought this sweet and simple little bird nest figurine would look adorable right next to it. And there you go. Here's a sweet and simple, natural and rustic little spring vignette that you can add to your home with our bird nest item. You could also, I'm going to take this bird nest and I'm going to transfer it over into a neutral colored little teacup. I'm going to leave all of my greenery there, but I'm going to change out for a candlestick and place that right there. And then I'm going to put a simple little greenery candle ring on top of my candlestick. Place my little teacup and bird nest right on top. This is my favorite, and this is probably how I will keep it in my home for spring. But let me show you one more quick idea. I've just taken some plastic sacks and stuffed down in my sifter because I want to kind of fill up that empty space down there. I'm going to take my bird nest and set it just right on top of my sifter. We're going to trade this out. Take the candlestick out and trade it for the sifter. And we're going to nestle it right in the middle of our greens right here. How is that for another simple and sweet, natural and rustic little spring vignette idea with your bird nest? Hope this gives you some inspiration where you can do the same thing. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.